Hey everybody, this is Doggy's Art, and I want to make video games. You know, throughout my entire life, it seems like I've always given myself every single excuse in the book as to why I am incapable of making video games. Now, of course, when I was younger, I didn't have a computer, so I think not having a computer is a pretty good excuse for not making video games. So, as I got a little bit older, I eventually got a computer in 8th grade, but I remember looking into learning how to make games, and I just kind of figured that you needed something more. I always figured that you needed some type of special computer. That my little computer that I had was incapable of creating any type of video game. So I didn't really get into coding. I didn't learn how to do any of that stuff that would take the correct steps to knowing how to make a game. I did play around with StarCraft had a map editor, and I remember playing around with that a little bit, so I got some understanding of moving character to this location and then something happens. And then a little bit later than that, I got RPG Maker 2003. It was old at the time when I got it, but I got it, and I remember playing around with it, and so I kind of learned a little bit about triggers, I kind of learned a little bit about variables and values, but I remember actually picking up a piece of software. I think it was called Dark Basic. Yeah, I remember getting this box thing, and it was called Dark Basic, make your own games. I was super excited to do it because I thought hey, maybe this is my entry to making games. And then I remember booting it up and looking through the manual and just being completely confused. I never started it up again. And to be honest, that's kind of where my game journey had began and ended. I bought the box, I tried it once, didn't know what was happening, and then I put it away. And then, even these last few years, I've been bitten by the video game bug again. So I've had small instances of opening up Unity, I've had small instances of following a very small amount of lessons into Unity, and then just dropping it because of either life got in the way, or I slowly lost focus, or some type of reason would always show up, and I would just get completely lost and just fall off the wagon entirely. But I'm sticking with it this time. I really want to learn how to make games. Like I said, I've given myself every single excuse. But I don't think those are good excuses. I haven't been giving myself good excuses. I just need to get in there. I need to learn some stuff. I need to follow some tutorials, take as many notes as I can. And this stuff, it's not impossible. This stuff isn't impossible. I've seen people that are putting things together and making actual games, even though it's still completely new to it, and I don't know, I don't see why that can't be me. Even the last few times that I touched the engine, I managed to somehow Frankenstein together some type of game that functioned as you can move a character, you collect things, and get to the end of a level. So if I had stuck with it, one of the 2 or 3 times I picked up Unity in the past, no telling where I would be now. And it frustrates me. I want to learn how to code. That's what I'm doing. I'm making this YouTube channel because I want to kind of document this journey through creating video games from the standpoint of somebody that didn't grow up learning how to code and, just had every single excuse for not learning how to do the thing to make the thing. So I'm just gonna pound my head against as many tutorials as I can. And see what happens. There's even been a couple of really good tutorials that I've followed in the past, but it's I don't know. I'm gonna finally jump into it. I'm finally starting this journey. I really want to learn how to make codes. So, I've set myself a challenge to put together a very basic version of the original arcade Mario Bros. I really like the arcade Mario Bros. I think it's a fun little game. I want to try to recreate it. It doesn't seem like that difficult of a thing to make, so hopefully by the end of the month, I can have some fun little thing put together that I can play around with. I don't think it sounds like the hardest thing in the world. At the moment, I'm actually following a really good course by, what's this guy's name? By Alvin Roe. I'll leave a link to it in the description. I've gotten up to like part 10-ish of it, and it's, I think, one of the best Unity tutorials I have ever done to this point. And of course, just maybe bumping into a few of the concepts multiple times might be why things are kind of sinking in a little bit better this time. But this Alvin Roe guy, he's got a really good tutorial series going, and I'm gonna follow it. Hopefully get some type of platformer structure going, understand how animations work, understand how collectibles work, understand how some of these things work, and let's make some type of game by the end of the month. And, you know, I encourage more people to make games. I think not knowing how to do something is a bad excuse for not doing something. And this is something that I've always told myself, is that not knowing how to do something is a bad reason to not do the thing that you want to do. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm just running through as many of these tutorials as I can. Because why not? Why can't I learn this code stuff? I've learned how to play any number of video games. Like, I learned how to play StarCraft, I learned how to play Warframe, I learned how to play a couple of other complicated games, but I don't see why I couldn't learn how to play how to code. I don't see why I couldn't learn how to code. I don't see why I couldn't just learn the basics of how these systems fit together and somehow make something. I got a lot of big goals with coding, but I think at the end of the day, I just want to have fun with it. That's my big goal. I might make an entire video about like my coding expectations and my goals and things that I've got set, but I don't know. I just want to have fun. I want to be able to open up Unity and understand how things work. That's what I want. And the only way to get there is through repetition. Just do the thing. Do the thing, doggy. Do the thing. So I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing. You know, I encourage you guys to do the thing as well. I don't see why we all couldn't just learn how to make games. It's like the number of tutorials, the number of resources out there, it's astronomical. If there's something you want to do, you could probably find a YouTube tutorial. And that's kind of fascinating. That's really fascinating. But yeah, that's this new channel, Doggy Dev. I think that's what we're gonna call it. Let's call it the Doggy Dev. I might put a Z in there so I can use the same logo. Well, then welcome to the Doggy Dev channel, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna try maybe weekly uploads, give you guys an update on the things that I'm learning, maybe do some screen captures, do some stuff to show you how my games work. If anything ever gets, I guess, to any type of complete state, maybe I'll do a playthrough of my own game on my gaming channel, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I want to see where this goes if I actually stick with it and I don't fall off. So we'll see. We'll see. Wish me luck, guys. I'm definitely wishing you guys luck. I guess if anyone happens to be watching this, let me know if you guys have ever attempted to create a game. I'd love to hear what your experience is, how long you stuck with it, how many tutorials you did. Like I said, I'm coming into this as newbie as I possibly can, but yeah, I'm excited. I want to see where this goes. Hopefully in a couple of months, I'll have a better understanding of just how things fit together and work in Unity, and at least have some type of understanding of C#. That's the language I'm learning, C#. I'm not particularly picky on which language I learn, I just want to learn something. And C# seems pretty decent. Seems pretty decent from what I've heard, from what I've seen, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. I'd love to hear your game dev stories. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll do another one. We'll see. We'll see. Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you next video. Goodbye.